Hello and welcome to the LoreWars podcast and preview stream. My name is Doug Carlson. I am your game master and host for today and always. And with me is Miss Maddie. Present. And I actually have two other cast members that I will disclose shortly. I apologize to all of our.
Presence is your present.
I apologize for the lack of content for the last month or so. This is mostly because when I got back from the vacation I was talking about, we ran into a ton of scheduling errors with the other two cast members, Sean and Ricky. They have very complicated lives, and unfortunately it became too much of a hassle to try and get together all three of us and stream, or four of us, and get to stream again. So due to that fact, we are very grateful they were on the show. I'm glad they had were here and had a good time. But I am in the midst of getting new cast members who are here tonight. I have my friend Ryan.
Hello.
And I have my other friend Evan.
Howdy.
So yeah, these guys are gonna hopefully be playing for a while with us, and we'll dive into that in a little bit. You know, with the world like it is right now with the coronavirus and all that, it's pretty crazy. If you guys remember, I had a planned event where we were gonna host a Magic the Gathering tournament at the Game Cave in Batavia. Unfortunately, this was like near the end of March planned for, right when this coronavirus all struck up. So due to that fact, it is postponed till further notice. When I know more information, I will tweet about it and let you guys know.
And I can't even finish my cosplay because I'm out of fabric. My fabric is fucking closed.
Wait, you mean a fabric store isn't essential? That's crazy.
I know. I need fabric and they're not open. I can't believe this garbage.
More of the people that are working.
Right? That's crazy. So yeah, that's unfortunate with that event. Though on the more bright side of things, I have so our game launches in June 12th, I believe, is the date. And then June 13th, the day after, is Free RPG Day, which anyone listening to this probably knows what that is. But it is a indie game holiday, if you will. And we are going to be at two events on the 13th. We're going to be at the Just Games in Rochester, Penfield, Rochester. And then we will also be at Casual Dragons in Lockport, Buffalo area. And that's for, all the local listeners and such, pretty much where our fan base is right now. But if you guys want to come out to those two events, Casual Dragons in Lockport is at noon. We'll be playing, and then the other one is at 4:30, I believe, out in Penfield at Just Games. At both events, we will be doing a actual play of a one-shot based off of this campaign, actually, that the podcast is playing through. So you can, join us and play that. with one of my friends being the game master. We will also hopefully have, I'm planning on 3, we'll see if that works, but 3 cosplayers, Maddie included, that you guys can come take pictures with and greet with. I'll be there as the developer to talk about the game, and you can also pick up a copy of the game, as well as an adventure book. Those stores that we're visiting, along with the Game Cave in Batavia that we're doing the Magic the Gathering tournament, will all be carrying our game and products, so you can get it from them once we launch. Or you can go on our website, do a pre-order, and from there I'll get a hold of you. That sends me an email. I can get a hold of you about what you want to pre-order and whether we're going to mail it to you or not. If you do want us to mail it to you, it's a $5 mailing fee. Other than that, the guidebook is $60 for the hardcover, and I believe it's going to be like 30 or 40 for the PDF or the ebook. We do have the Seal of Fate adventure book, which is the first playable content, going to be released at the same exact time as the guidebook on the day before our free RPG day, but that will not be... that won't have a pre-order or anything up for it. I will have copies on free RPG day, and you can do the same thing. You'll be able to buy them as soon as the game launches to play. They are significantly cheaper. I think we're going to run them at like $20 to $25, and it is a short adventure. So yeah, that's pretty much everything going on with us. We're looking at other conventions. I've put in applications and have contacts. I'm messaging back and forth for... but as soon as I have guarantees, I will let you guys know. So yeah, let's dive into the story. Last time, where we left off in our story, our adventuring group, Oros, Ram, and Dewdrop, were all attempting to graduate in the Wolf Knights night group, and they were given a quest to find a missing man. If they found the man and brought him back, or on completion of the quest, they would graduate into Wolf Knights. The crazy thing is, the man who went missing is the father of the young girl Miss Dewdrop killed in the woods, or failed to save, I should say, in the woods.
I did not murder anyone. Don't put that on me. I didn't murder anyone.
But you did fail to save her.
I fail to see how that's my
So yeah, he went missing. The group went out looking for him, and assuming that it had to do with the goblin issue that they've already encountered. When they went out to find her or him, the father, they found clues that led them to an old mansion past the woods on a big old hill. They were accompanied by John, who is this local guy from the bar, who is in love with the father's, Mr. Sartik's, niece. And so he thought that if he came with the party and helped save Mr. Sartik, he would get the hand of his niece, his niece. However, as soon as they entered the mansion, John went up to a large, strange mirror and was impaled straight through the chest by a demonic girl living inside the mirror. And the party then fought her, and they defeated her, but the party thought that John was possibly savable. So they put him in an old abandoned cart and started carting him around this mansion instead of bringing him back to town. Then, when they went further inside the mansion, they found Mr. Sartik tied to a stone slab with a hooded figure standing above him, and the hooded figure casts a spell on him, transforming him into this giant hulking creature with like crystals bloodily protruding from his body. He also then set fire to this hound-like creature, and the mage then retreated further into an underground chamber in the mansion, and the party was left to defeat these hulked out Mr. Sartik and the flaming hellhound. The party did defeat them. However, in the midst of the battle, Ram was thrown against a stone slab and knocked unconscious. After the battle...
He's dead. Spoiler alert. The They're both dead. I couldn't save them. So
After the fight, Ram has not woken up, so Oros and Do made a fire, and Oros told stories to Do because she has amnesia about the past. However, after a few hours of this and resting at the fire, unfortunately, Ram was not waking up. So that's where we left off, and so further, we're gonna push further here. With this happening, Do and Oros realize that they have what they believe a still conscious and still living John, who is pretty much bled out by now with a giant hole through his chest in a cart. They also have the mutated dead body of the man they were looking for.
Corpse in a cart is my favorite band.
It's a local like bard band that plays at the tavern every night. Corpse in a cart. They also have the corpse of Mr. Sartik, who's very mutilated, that they just killed. And then they also have Ram, who is not conscious whatsoever. And so, due to this kind of situation that has arisen, Oros suggests that they go back to town and ask for reinforcements, since that was an option at the beginning of the quest, is that if they got in over their heads, to come back and ask for reinforcements, because it doesn't mean they fail the quest, it just means it's a smart move. And so, Miss Dewdrop, I'm assuming you would agree to this.
Yeah, that's
Thanks for the delayed answer. Yeah.
My mic is muted due to other circumstances going on in my house. Because everyone's home and very loud.
That's fine.
I thought I unmuted it and I made a joke and no one laughed.
No, you're good.
It wasn't unmuted.
Good. So, Oros having his past, which we've talked about and actually did a whole episode on, he already lost the party once, and so he decides that this is the best course of action. And so they head back, they put Mr. Sartik in the cart, they have John in the cart, and then they put Ram in the cart, and you guys wheel it back all the way to the city, where you're immediately greeted by wolf knights at the gate who, see what happened. You guys tell them, and they rush you over to... They rush you guys over to the medical facility that you've been to before, when you were trying to save Lynn's life, and Oros insists on staying with John and Ram. I mean, obviously, Mr. Sartik's dead. You guys killed him, but you guys, Oros decides to stay with them, and he tells you to go report to the wolf barracks for the reinforcements, because you don't want that mage who is doing nasty shit to get away. So, Dewdrop, you fly as fast as your little wings can carry you over to the wolf barracks, and you are greeted by a familiar person, as Abraham, the dispatch scribe, is at the desk. And he sees that you're panicked, and he sees that you're alone, and he asks you what happened.
So there was a bitch in a mirror.
Okay.
My party has died.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know what else to do from here, to be very honest with you.
Okay, shit. So he starts rummaging through his papers very quickly, and you see he finds what he was looking for, and he tells you to hold on, and he rushes over to one of the doors that hold the wolf troops that you were familiar with, since you guys were living in one, and he knocks on the door, and you see him talking to some knights, and then he comes back to you. He says, "Okay, I've talked to one of not the actual graduated knights, not recruits, and we're gonna send 2 of them with you back to the place to try and finish the quest. I'm not expecting you to get involved. If you want, you can, but you just gotta show them where everything's going down. and they're like actual full blown wolf knights, so they should be able to handle themselves. But I mean, if you can assist them in however you want. They're getting their stuff ready right now, so as soon as they get out, you guys can rush on over there. And a few minutes go by, you're probably pacing. You've just been through quite the ordeal. You've killed a little girl, and now you've watched like 2 other people probably die that you were somewhat close to, as close as an amnesiac can be to somebody. And when you after a few minutes, the door that he went to opens up, and you see 2 armored individuals come out. One is a dragonkin, who is a large dragon like humanoid, who's walking out. Ryan, what kind of armor are you wearing? Like light, medium, heavy? What are you?
You hear me?
Yeah, heavy. Do you say heavy? Hello?
Hello.
Do you say heavy?
Say heavy.
Okay, so yeah, he's wearing like full plate armor that's decorated like the Wolf Knights would be. And then you see next to him is a little baron who the barons are like the bird humanoids. He is wearing leather armor that's all studded and looks adorned with the wolf attire as well. They approach you, and they introduce themselves. Ryan, what is your character's name?
His name is Guang An.
Guang An. And what you are a dragonkin, as I've already said. What class are you? You're dragon-blooded. So yeah, with to talk a little bit on that outside of the story, the dragonkin, since we haven't had them in the story yet, they are
Just trying to get back to my character.
no, you're good. They're a huge race in the world where like a lot of them end up in royalty and kind of ruling. They are closely related to humans, but in a way of like humans respect and almost idolize them. And there's kind of 2 kind of thought processes with them, that they are they are either really in touch with their dragon side, and like kind of respect that and work with that, or on the other side they are the perfect weapon for slaying dragons. And I believe dragon-blooded would be the more respecting and like in touch with your dragon side than the slayer would be.
I learn all my powers.
Oh yeah. So then the Baron introduces himself, and Mr. Evan, what is your character's name?
My little guy's name is L Thicktail.
L Thicktail. That's the best name I've had yet, to be honest. So yeah, Barons are a bird humanoid race. They majorly live in the northeastern desert of the Mid-Realm, and they are slightly racist as a whole. They stick to like their main tribal nature. They live in like tribes and groups, and that's kind of where their last names are always kind of related to their tribe. So like the Thicktails would be kind of the tribe Evan is from, and the majority of their like purpose or whatever is always to like hunt down relics and like hide them, because they're again kind of the racist side is like they don't believe normal mortals should have that power or could handle it, and so they're kind of like self-righteous like vigilantes, if you will. For the majority, like that's just kind of the history of that race, since it hasn't been played in the game yet, and to give the viewers a little taste of that. But I mean, obviously, you guys can play your characters however you'd like. So yeah, what class are you, Evan?
I am a tormentor.
Tormentor. So yeah, you are more of the foot soldier in that aspect, where you specialize in like special torture techniques, special fighting style that allows you to break down your opponent and provide as much pain as possible. Mostly, in most cases, that's for the idea of getting information out of them. I just realized I didn't have art up on my screen this whole time, and usually I do, so you don't have to stare at nothing. Let me pull up.
Bad streamer.
Bad.
Yeah.
It's been so long. Okay, so I'll bring these up. This is the Dragonkin art that Ryan's character that I forgot Gong something. He is a part of, and then this is the, if I could see, oh, here's the Baron that Evan's thick tail would be, and I'll leave it on there for now. So yeah, they introduce yourselves to you, Dewdrop, and they tell you to lead the way. You head out through the pumpkin patch, into the woods, past the woods, and to the hill that you remember. You climb the stairs, and you open the doors, and you lead them into the room where you were last, and you see the fight that has ensued so far, and you see the corpse of a dog that's like charred as if it was like burned alive, is kind of the only remaining thing. You remember that the mage went further into the mansion underground through the stone kind of table that's in the back of the room. Oh, my dogs. Sorry about that. Unprofessional. No, you see that they you remember that the mage went down through the stone table in the back of the room, and so that is kind of where you tell the wolves to head out, or the two wolf knights that are with you to head, and so they go over there, and Ryan and or Evan, both of you, can you roll me a stealth or a strength action?
Yeah. Let's see. Rolled a 5.
Yeah. So you lift up your side, Ryan.
I don't know how to roll on this thing yet. How do I do that? Oh, right there. Okay.
There's a little dice icon. All right, right. You didn't lift your side, bud. Sorry.
Fell on me.
So Thicktail's able to slide the thing off and kind of weasels your top off for you. And below you see kind of a weird platform with 2 gears on the side, as it looks like some kind of primitive elevator system to head further underground. Do you all step on top of it?
Hell yeah. Send it on down.
I suppose so.
Yeah, sure.
Alright. I don't mind.
We're dying together.
Let me... Oh, where am I? I gotta get to this part. Not that one. No. Here we go. And there we are. Okay, so the stone elevator contraption lowers as you guys all step onto it. You hear like stone grinding against stone as it lowers into this big open room. And there's like a large double set of doors on the other side of the room. It's all rounded, and in front, between you where the elevator kind of landed and the double doors across the room, is a big statue of it's all stone, and it's of a knight with a large halberd in his hands. And if you guys are in the roll 20, I will move that over. I do gotta get all y'all in here. We got, well, let me just grab all of you. You should hopefully all have control of your characters if I've set this up right. Let me make you a little smaller.
We're big boys.
Big old boys.
Needs a bear.
Alright, so you guys are, well, technically you're on the stone elevator here, so let me put you here. And Miss Maddie, you should be a level 3, right? I want to touch on that.
Correct.
Okay, so you have your level 3 ability.
That is correct.
What were we supposed to be brought up to? You said 5, right? That was-
Yep, you guys are 5. I'm just scrolling through all my shit right now to find the right one. Okay, so yeah, you guys, what do you guys do?
We approach it.
Okay, first of all, not first of all, I should have all of your braveries written down. Maddie, what's your bravery?
It's like 12, I think.
12, I think. Cool. And Ryan, what's yours? 20 bravery. And Evan?
8. I'm the little bitch of the bunch.
All right.
It's actually 9.
Yours is 9?
Still the little bitch of the bunch.
Nice. Alrighty. So yeah, Ryan, you said you approach it. Okay, so as soon as you step off, the statue starts to animate. You see the stone kind of cracking as it moves, and it steps towards you, and it's gonna swing its big old halberd at you, bud.
I'm gonna take a step back onto the elevator shaft.
I mean, this is mid swing, so his attack is gonna. We're gonna see if that connects first, bud.
You go for it, bud. What are you gonna do?
So you're right here. I'm gonna say, and let me roll 2 die for you. 16 and 17, which would mean he does. I need a calculator for how much math is gonna hit you here, bud. 51 damage. Yes, you get a defensive action.
Do I have all of my health back from the last fight?
You
Doug?
you do, my love.
Yes. Very nice.
I hit you with what, a 6, right?
Yes, you rolled a 6.
Got it, man.
Yeesh. So you can take 6 off of that 51 damage I said.
So 45.
45 damage done to Ryan. And now you guys are in a combat. So technically, Ryan, you would go first. With this
Okay.
stone statue. If you want to retreat, you can.
No, I'm kind of mad that he hit me. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to question. I have a breath spell. Is that a minor?
Yep.
So I'm gonna be really upset and use evil breath and sap 20. Hopefully, let's see what we get. I got it. So I sap 20 HP to put back on my health.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and use my staff and just all you see is lightning kind of protrude out of the staff because I'm really mad, and it just goes straight into his face.
Ooh, yeah.
And that's gonna be. One sec.
So you got the evil spell. How much is that? How much health? 20? Okay.
And then this is going to do 14 damage on top of that, so 34.
Okay. It doesn't seem as if the second attack was effective. I'll give you that. It is his turn in the bravery order. He's just gonna attack you straight out again. He swings his big old halberd at you with a 16 and a 1. That's unfortunate. That's 3 damage.
3 damage for me.
Towards you, yep.
I still take 2 damage.
Rip. Miss Maddie, it is your turn.
Alright, let me see what I'm doing here. I forget. Is basic attack a major or minor action?
It is a major action.
Alright, well, I can't cast my spell because I don't want to hit my teammate. So I guess I'm just gonna hit him with a basic.
Sure.
Awesome.
Awesome. Is that a miss?
That is a miss.
Okay. Mr. Evan, it is your turn. Now, Evan is brand new to the game, literally today. Fresh out of the womb. So let me assist you in some player knowledge here. So, yeah, each turn is going to take up, you have 3 actions that you're going to be able to do the turn. You have a movement, a minor, and a major. Your movement is going to be you being able to move the amount of spaces that is dictated by your speed. So if you have a 5, you can move 5 spaces on your movement action.
Yeah, I got speed of 6.
Okay, so you could potentially move 6 spaces. Then you can do your minor action. Your minor action is going to be any of the actions in the bottom right of the first page of your character sheet, and that's going to be like your physicals, your acrobatics, your arcanas, and that's, kind of free flow thinking of like, I want to pick this up. Okay, roll a physical action. I want to jump over this wall. Okay, roll an acrobatics action. And that's kind of where that lies. Also, minor spells will be on your minor action. So say like Ryan had his lightning breath or his evil breath. That is a minor spell, so he could cast it before his major action. And your major action is always going to be your attack. That'll be your basic attack with the weapon you're using, or major spells, which you'll see in the guidebook if it has a blue M or an MM. Blue M is minor, red M is a major.
So blue M's minor, red M's major?
Yep. And so you can take your turn. Now you can trade down, so you can trade your minor for another movement, or you could trade like your major for another minor, but you can never trade up. You can never trade up.
Do a minor and then a major? Is that how,
yep.
Minor and then a major?
Yep, and your major action will always end your turn. So.
Oh, I don't think I have a major at level 5.
Well, you have your basic attack. That's a major.
I see.
So no matter, I mean, you don't have to do all 3 steps, but that's what is available to you on each turn rotation during combat scenarios.
And then, so for the minors, you said those are all the blue?
Yep, you'll have a blue M next to it, if it is a minor action, and or it's one of your like actions in the lower right box. Like your physical, your acrobatic, your arcana, your steel. Those things are minor actions.
Okay. So I gotta move on up, right?
Sure. Yeah. What? You have a sword, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to be melee range. So you can move little Sasuke up there.
So I gotta be next to Ryan?
Yep. And that's only 3 spaces, so you're good. Or 2 spaces.
Okay. And then I guess I'll just do a physical? Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So
just roll a die for your basic attack.
okay. Here, what do we get?
You got a 6. So what does 6 fall under in your brackets? Should be a normal, I think.
Yes. 6 is normal.
Okay, so roll another die. And so you're dealing 5 damage to him. But unfortunately it doesn't seem to be very effective against him right now.
Rip.
He ran up and swung his sword at him.
Okay. But now I get my major, right?
Nope, that was your major.
Oh,
Basic attacking is your major.
Classifying my
I see, I
staff
see, I see.
attack as a physical attack.
What's that?
Basing my staff attack that I had as a physical attack.
No, I know it's magic.
I just that was what I was being stumped on. But
Okay, I see now.
Yeah. Top of the round to ya. So it is Ryan's turn.
yeah, Maddie went already. What should he do?
Maddie
I
attacked
hit
her.
him for a lot of damage.
In
That's exactly what
incorrect. Maddie threw one of she throws tarot cards and she threw one and hit him, but it did not seem to be effective, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Uh,
Gotta change one thing. Okay, so my move, I'm going to definitely move. I don't know why it won't let me pick him, but
Oh, let me see here. Should have
Cool.
control. Yeah, you have control over him. There you go.
I'm gonna move over this way a little bit. Give me some distance, because I don't need to be right on top of him.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna have to think about something. So I'm gonna zap him again for sure, because there's not much else that seems to be working right now.
Okay.
So once again, I'm quite angry, and just pulling up my dice here. And I kind of like scream at him, kind of like, your favorite anime,
Yeah, yeah.
Ah! So I do that, and all you see is his life.
There you go.
essence coming into me. And
Okay.
I don't get it. So all you see is all that life essence as soon as it tries to get to me.
No, you rolled a 4, brother. You got it.
Oh, it says 15. Oh, it rolled twice.
Yeah, you got a 4. That 15 could be your attack die if you want.
It goes into me, and then I'll use that 15 for my attack, and that's gonna
Yeah.
be. That's gonna be times 2. And we're gonna throw out. Why does it keep? Oh, I hate that. It keeps playing my dice away. 16, so 32.
Nice.
52.
Yeah, all together. Yeah, yeah. Your lightning does seem to phase him this time because you're like shooting like blue bolts. Well, not your lightning because you're not using the lightning enchantment, but like you're shooting like blue bolts of your magic out of the staff, and it does seem to hit him like pretty decently this time around. You said it was 32 for your attack damage.
30 to 52.
Yeah.
32.
Yeah. It is his turn. You walked away, so he looks at Imazur Thicktail, and he
First time playing. Just kidding.
swipe dead. He smashes his foot against the ground, and a like wave of mud shoots up underneath his foot and like over top of you. And let's see what this does. I don't even know. It's gonna coat you down in mud and like root you down to the ground, and oof, it does quite a bit of damage. Let me pull out a calculator. It does 54 damage to ya. So now, Evan, you get a defensive action once per rotation. So the rotation is Ryan is first because he has a 20 bravery. And then the statue is somewhere between Ryan and Maddie. Maddie has a 9 bravery, she goes after the statue, and then you have an 8 bravery, so you go last, and then the rotation restarts. So every rotation you can have a defensive action, meaning if there's multiple targets, you can only block or try and evade one. Since it's only one target, and he's attacking you, I would recommend using your defensive action right now. During your defensive action, you would roll 1 die, and go ahead and roll that, and I will tell you about what happens with your number. Okay, so you get out of 14. Now this means a few things. There's like 3 options that can happen with a defensive action. 1, if you have a defensive item such as a shield or a spell that can block for you, you take that into account. So like if you have a shield, it would be like 18 to 20 as a block on a defensive action. So if you rolled an 18 to a 20, you'd block the attack in total. You do not have any such things, so that doesn't matter right now. The second thing that can happen is you can hit your reflex. So what is your reflex number?
Let's see.
It was pretty low. I don't think it was a 14. I remember it should be in the stat block on the.
17 actually.
Oh, I thought it was much lower. So you didn't hit your reflex number, which you just have to land on that number, and that means you would like dodge the attack and be able to attack him in return. Reflex. But that does not happen. So the last thing, if those two things don't apply, is resilience, meaning you were able to kind of block some of the damage. So that in that case, you just take that number off of the damage. So he's doing 54 minus that 14 is 40 damage that you will be, and you can just take that off of your base health and you can put it in the either on Roll20 in that little red bubble is where I keep track of HPs, or you can keep it on your character sheet of like the current HP section. However you want to do it, bud.
Throw it in
But you are now coated in heavy, thick mud. It is making it hard to move, and you can deal with that on your next turn. Right now, it is Maddie's turn.
Yes, it is. So if I cast Fireball here, because it's a 3-block radius, I will hit the enemy and not
Correct.
Sasuke.
Sasuke's dad.
Alright, I'm gonna do that. And what was
Should be a 1 to
So-
10, I believe.
right? So I missed that.
You
cool,
do.
Cool. And I'm gonna throw a basic attack, and I hit that for
Yeah.
times
Ooh,
2.
yeah.
So 14 damage.
Ooh, baby.
Big numbers.
Big numbers. 14 damage. All right, Mr. Evan, your turn. So, unfortunately, you have the effect of rooted on you, meaning you cannot move until you deal with the affliction, which is the heavy mud on you. So, in this case, you'd want to use your minor action to get out of this affliction. So you could roll like a physical action to break out of the mud, or maybe a acrobatics action to like jump and like shake all the mud off of you, or if you had a spell like a water spell to wash it off of you, something like that you could use to kind of cure the situation you're in. After that, then you could use your major to attack again if you wanted.
I guess I'll just do a minor acrobatics.
Sure.
Try to jump my way out of that.
Oh yeah.
Do I roll?
Yep. Just roll a 20-sided die. And I believe it's 1 to 10. Oh, you are so quick with that. You jump, like, shake, and it all just falls off you. Oh, yeah. You do, like, a flip in the air, and the mud just, like, spits everywhere, spits on his face and stuff like that, and you land back on the ground. You
Move
can
it all or just stay?
you can use a movement action now. The minor and movement are interchangeable. It's the major that's important that ends your turn. So you could move, and then you could attack.
So before I move, I have a question. So the spells that I have, can I hit him from like a further space, or do I have to be right up next to him?
They each should have a range to them. What spells do you have?
Hex spell,
So, yep.
spell, and evil spell.
Okay, so the Hex and Illusion spell are going to have like a 5-space range, give or take. I would have to look it up. I won't look it up right now, but so you can use those. The Illusion spell is also kind of a 5 range, but it won't really, like, you can place an illusion anywhere,
Okay.
per se.
So I can move and then use the hex spell.
Yes, you could do that.
Okay. So I'm going to move over here,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna hit him with a little hex spell. So I gotta roll, get between 1 and 10.
You
16, fuck me.
you did not get it, and that actually ends your turn, because you would, in that scenario, you traded your major for another minor, because you used a minor acrobatics, a movement, and then you use another minor to cast the hex spell. Ryan, your turn.
Alright, so I'm still sapping him. Like this whole time, I've just kind of had like this contact with him.
Yeah, like this red aura is like just constantly leeching off of him into your big open mouth. Ooh.
Oh.
And I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can sap another 20 from him. And then from there, you just see me charge up again. You see just bolts coming out of my staff right into him.
Ooh yeah, like a machine gun.
Just like on Blast, man.
This game is not sponsored by Bless. This podcast is not sponsored by Bless. I own zero rights to Bless. All right, just protecting myself there.
I don't claim no rights. Anyway, 14 plus the 20, so you're gonna have 34 damage again.
14. Okay.
34.
I do it in increments because there's a condition that is being affected right now. That's why I take it in increments, but I took the appropriate amount of damage. It is his turn.
We all know how you
He steps forward and he lifts up his leg towards you, towards Thicktail, and he goes to kick, like fucking Spartan kick you into the wall behind you, but you are able to dodge the kick completely. Like he doesn't even make contact with you. He sits his leg back down and swings his halberd at you this time. Like he brings it down overhead style on top of you, with a 15 and a 13. The 15 is a times 3, and the 13 would make that a 39 damage, and you can have a defensive action. Ooh, close to your reflex, but decent. They'll bring it down to a 22 damage for you.
So 48?
It is now Miss
Yeah, 48.
Miss Dewdrop's turn.
Yes, it is. So we.
Are you capable of doing Dew's voice for like one comment?
Nah. Sorry, I'm getting over bronchitis, but it's trying to do that high-pitched voice right now would kill me.
Oh jeez. She went off air. She's dead.
Oh, alright.
All right.
Hey, don't be rude to me. I showed up. I'm gonna shoot my fireball here so I can hit the enemy and not Sasuke's poor father.
He's been through enough. Hey, there you go. You got it.
Hey, I hit him, so that's 30 damage.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna roll for a basic attack,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna get times 2 on 12. 24.
24 damage.
54 altogether. Not a bad turn.
Not at all. Good job, Maddie. You're killing it. Mr. Evan, it is your turn, my man. You're staring down this big animated statue who just tried to Spartan kick your ass.
Yeah, I'm going to move a little. Do a quick little move.
Ryan, your mic sounds like you're across the room right now. I didn't hear what you said.
Then
Can I ask why he's trying to kill us right now?
If you want.
we approached him. He didn't like it.
You moved over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try another hex spell.
Yeah.
Hopefully that will do something this time. Nope. Okay.
Unfortunately, yeah, you're shooting like purple bolts out of your hand at him, but they're missing. You're not actually making contact with him.
Your target.
Yeah, you gotta toggle the joystick to lock onto him. What are you doing? So you could use your, well, I mean, you're ranged now, so you could try that again as another minor to end your turn, or you could try like something else. You do it.
I'll try hex again.
Okay. There you go.
Hey.
So my buddy who plays in our IRL game, he kind of customized his hex where when he hexes people, they grow a beak, like a magical beak, to kind of note that they're hexed. So you can kind of customize however you want, but whatever it is, you are marking him in a way.
Get thick tail feathers.
There you go. Yeah. So like purple, almost like see-through magical feathers pop off his ass and like shows that he's hexed. And so whenever anyone does damage to him, he'll take more damage.
Yep. So that is 15 extra damage from any attack.
Good stuff. And then it is top of the round to Ryan.
Alright, so I still have that constant gaze going on him.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's just getting stronger, like the connection, as far as
Yeah.
So all you see is it's just kind of more intense, you know.
Yeah. It's going from like Orbeez to like a pure line kind of thing.
Oh, it's just all streaming out of him in like this sparky fashion into me. Great. And I don't get that one, so I don't sap any life from him. But I'm still gonna keep my
Yeah.
And as I do, I fire some more bolts into him.
Cool, baby.
We got a 3x.
Oh, baby!
So it's at 60.
That's
Yeah.
60 damage plus his 15, so 75.
That's just pumping him full, and those are straight contacts with his face. I mean, I
Ooh,
can't.
baby. Yeah, oh yeah, you fucking, he like, yeah, he like staggers and like uses his halberd to kind of keep his balance. You're knocking the shit out of him.
Oh, and this whole time, all you see is just a constant stream of him coming into me.
Miss, oh, it's his turn. Yeah, he is not happy that you just did that. So he is gonna attempt one of his attacks, or his special. He gets it. So he staggers for a minute, and then he like looks at you. You kind of see that he's pissed off, so he smashes his foot again, and you see a big yellow spell circle form, and then the entire earth seems to like shift really quickly under you guys, and it will knock everyone down around him down. So all of you are knocked down pretty much because it's within 5 spaces. So you each are within 5 spaces of him. Each get knocked down, and then the turn cycle would happen. So it would be Miss Maddie.
That's me.
That's you.
All right. So once again, I'm gonna hit him just off.
So you are on the ground. So you got to use your movement action to get up.
Okay. I didn't realize it was on the ground.
Yeah,
I don't know when that happened.
he just did like an earthquake spell and knocked you all down.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna get up then, I guess. Can I still move?
You could trade a minor to move.
No, that's okay. I'm gonna shoot my fireball a little away from him.
Okay.
As not to hit us again. And I miss it. Great. I'm gonna roll for a basic attack, and that's a ×4. my friend.
Ooh.
That's 40 damage.
Ooh.
Tell me you're dead.
He's not dead, but you did good damage to him. Evan, it's your turn. You also will have to use a minor action to get up off the ground.
Okay.
Or a movement action, rather.
I don't know. Yeah. I'll just go ahead and do that.
Okay.
I'm not gonna move it all though.
Okay.
I'm gonna trade running. And then so with sap spells, it's like 20 HP. Would that take 20 from them?
Yep.
And I get 20.
Correct.
Okay. So I'll try to do the evil spell to sap 20.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll for that real fast. Cool. So I sap 20 from him and grab 20 for myself.
Very nice. Very nice.
Go up to 68. And then I could do that again, right?
Correct.
Okay. I am going to do that again. Just update that real quick. And
You do
that
not,
is-
unfortunately. Ryan, it is your turn. You could use your movement to get up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll use my movement. Get it?
Very nice.
So, I just kind of like, get myself up off the ground. I make contact with him again, and I don't actually start.
Hold up. What do you do here? No. So that you don't have to roll to get up off the ground. That would just be your movement action. So that 2 could be your evil spell, and that 15 could be your attack damage.
Okay.
Because you don't have to roll for your movement action. That's just like you get to move, or you can like recover after being fallen.
Okay, so we'll take the 2 then, and then so I'll start sapping the life out of them. This time, as I'm doing it, you just kind of see me start to feed into the darkness of like what I'm actually doing.
Okay.
Like you see my eyes darken, and like my whole just being just a bit shadier.
Yeah.
Entire aspect of it. Now, tell me, Doug, is he an elemental in any way?
Yeah. Yes. Per se.
So, this happens, it's kind of like I'm being taken over in some like dark kind of way.
Okay.
And would my sap would then be what 40?
Okay.
Because I get 2 damage to elementals.
Okay.
So it'd be a 40 sap, and then 15 is times 2 for 14, which is 28, which is times 2.
Very nice. 48, you said?
28 times 2.
28 times 2. Or, no, it'd be 14 times 4, because you add your multipliers first. So it'd be 40, it'd be 56.
Okay, 56 plus the 40, so...
Yeah. So as you hit him with that, you see that like this layer of stone that was on him kind of cracks and crumbles away, and you feel like everyone kind of grasps the idea of like, okay, he had like this natural defense going on with the stone that was on him, and it seems like that's broken through, and now he's weak and vulnerable.
Some physical damage now, maybe.
It is. Man, no, it's his turn. Okay, so he's pissed off of you, Ryan, and he's gonna walk on over, and he's gonna 8 and a 15 is that'll be 45 damage.
45?
Oh yeah, you can
Go against that,
you can roll your defense.
sir. 19, so 26.
Yep. Alrighty, it is Maddie's turn.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
So once again,
Fireball that shit.
gonna fireball that shit and not hit my teammate with it.
Mhm.
And I'm not gonna get it, so it doesn't matter. And I'm gonna basic attack and get times 2. I'm gonna do 4 damage.
Whoo, baby! Big numbers. 2 damage? Oh, 4 damage. My bad.
4 damage.
4
Don't
damage.
undercut how much damage I'm doing. Douglas.
Oh shit.
Evan, it's your
He should have
turn.
been taking 15 extra from the hex, shouldn't he?
He has been. I've been adjusting it.
Okay.
I've remembered.
Oh, so my 95 was plus fucking 50.
Well, not really, because he had that natural defense of 15 happening the whole time, and but you cracked through that. So now I pretty much, after you hexing him was one of the best things you could have done in this fight, because that means you're negating pretty much the natural defense he had.
But you've been taking 2 health slots off right now.
What's that?
So you've been taking like 2.
No, just everything you guys have thrown at him has been reduced by 15. And so some of your earlier attacks didn't do any damage, like how it.
See.
But
Now we're breaking even.
once you got a certain amount of health off of him, the armor fell off of him, and now he is taking full damage. But
So I have a question.
yeah,
So I'm guessing since he's like stone, and then he brought up different like elements. I don't know exactly what he said. So different attacks do more per like the enemy, right?
yep.
So since he's like stone, physical attacks probably won't do as much as like magic.
That's not per se true on this fight. Just because like,
The reason I can do more because he's an elemental is because of the god.
yeah, he has a deity that helps him fight elemental creatures or elemental based creatures. But if there's an extreme like elemental difference. So like say you're fighting a water elemental and you shoot him with lightning, that for sure would do more damage.
I gotcha.
You know, but in this case, no, you can hit him with any type of damage. That was the only effect he had, really.
Okay.
And it is actually your turn, Mr. Evan.
Okay. And then one more question. What would
Yeah.
the illusions go?
So that's completely freeform. You can make a wall seem like it's a door. You could make a door seem like it's a wall. You could make a duplicate of yourself. You could make a duplicate of him. You know, you can. It's very freeforming in the way of like you can kind of create a false image of anything within reason. You know. I wouldn't
Okay.
I wouldn't let you change like the entire room because you're not that strong. I wouldn't let you create something you don't know what it looks like a god. But for, you know, practical uses are like the examples I gave.
I see. Okay. And then you said they have a hit space of 5 for pretty much all the spells?
Yeah, that's like a general. I'll have to look at your sheet when we're done playing, but generally speaking, I always give spells a range of 5.
Okay. Then I'm going to move this over 1. And then I am going to try evil spell to sap.
Okay.
Okay. So sap 20 from him.
Okay, plus the 15, that'll be 35. And then you get a major action still.
Cool.
Or another
And
minor.
then,
How'd your session go?
Hmm.
Okay, I'll try the illusion spell.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll. Okay, so a 2, so that passes. Since he's right next to Ryan, I'm gonna make Ryan look like a stone statue, so he thinks he's friendly.
Okay.
I am a friend.
For a turn? For a turn? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how it's-
Yeah.
We'll do it for a turn.
Sure.
Go.
Okay. Yeah. So you did the 35 damage, which is good. Let me add that. Alrighty, and then it is it's actually your turn, Ryan. Now you probably are aware he casts a spell on you, but you know whether you know what it is or not is up to debate.
Well, I mean, I just kind of see that
So you two do know each other. You're on the same squad in the Wolf Knights, so you probably have used this tactic before, I would say.
Oh, plenty.
Stone camouflage is a classic.
look at him and I kind of shrug and go, and see what his response is.
Who, the statue? He's kind of looking around confused. He's like, where the fuck did that little guy go? That dragon guy go?
So I turn towards these guys and I just kind of look like I start attacking them, shooting orbs and intentionally missing.
Yeah.
I like want to see what he does.
He looks at the statue very confused. It's like, wait. And he like reaches out to like kind of touch at you, but it's not his turn, so he won't interact with you yet. But you can tell like he's reaching out to like see if you're real or not.
I mean, this whole time I'm still sapping the life out of him. I just kind of like
Yeah.
feel like he's now because of the thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna continue to do that. Make my eye contact. I feel like I'm kind of deceiving him at this point.
Yeah. There you go.
Get it again. 40 sap.
Plus the 15 is a 55 step.
And then we're gonna go ahead. And as he's doing that, I just kind of. As he reached out to touch me, I reach out to touch him. And shake. As I grab his
Touch tips.
yeah, as we touch tips, all you see is just like lightning from my staff.
Yeah.
Just not lightning, just kind of energy from my
Yeah.
staff shoot arms into my other arm that's touching him, and I just kind of like feed it into him for damage, which I don't get because it's a
Yeah, it's a real weird thing you're trying, and it doesn't seem to pan out the way you want it to.
I was trying something, it didn't work. Now I just have chest pains, like heart pains.
um,
Knocked up.
Miss Dewdrop, it is your turn.
It is.
We just end up shaking hands, by the way.
You see two statues shaking hands.
Yeah, she probably doesn't know what's going on.
I have no idea what's happening, but I never know what's happening, so nothing can change.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to comment on the situation. However, I am going to use my fireball to hit both of what
There
I
you
assume
go.
are enemies.
Yeah, makes sense.
I got
And I'm
It's
gonna
alright.
hit 'em both for 30 damage.
Oh, baby. Well, at least he hits for 45.
Doug?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, I can
No, yes, as in what did you say?
roll against her damage on me.
Yeah, if that's what you want to use your defense action on, sure.
Does that mean I can't use it when he attacks me?
Correct.
Oh, then fuck, I'll take that 30 hit.
Okay, you take the 30 damage from the explosion and it destroys the illusion, and now you are holding hands with a large stone man. Who looks at you very angrily and squeezes your hand very tightly.
I'm gonna hit the big rock man for 19 times 3.
Oh,
Whatever that
baby. Plus 45. Let me do the math here. 19 times 3 plus... I said 45. I meant 15. That's 72 damage. Oh, baby.
Ooh, that's some damage.
He's definitely hurting right now. Hurting and not squirting. It is Evan's turn.
Okay. I am going to do something.
Uh-huh.
Huh?
Go on. Go.
Yeah. I'm thinking here. So I'm going to move on up to him and then just hit him with a basic attack.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll for that.
You miss. You
That's awful.
you miss bad.
That's really bad.
Yeah.
So can I not basic attack again?
Correct. You will not be able to.
Rib. Okay.
You committed to this running plunge and totally miss.
Yeah, that was bad. I just like tripped on the I slid on my chest.
Ryan, it's your turn, bud. He's
Alright, so it's like squeezing on my hand. I realize that this illusion's over. I look at him, and at this point, I'm real, like I'm feeling myself.
Oh, yeah.
So I just kind of squeeze right back, just as hard. I feel like in my mind, and I do my little sap. I don't pull any life force from him, so I will attack him with my staff. All you see is it charge up for one big blast.
Mm-hmm.
Hit him for 80.
Ooh, baby, plus the 45. You blast him, and his head fucking flies clean off of his body, and the knight crumples to the ground.
I'm upset that you didn't say what is
That is usually what I do, but I did not this time because we're running a little longer than I wanted to. But after the
Maybe don't give us such a tanky boss. You don't want us to take that long.
after the combat,
It's really your fault.
yeah, it's totally my fault. After the combat, you guys each get 50 experience, so you can add that on to your experience here, guys.
starting XP?
What's that? You'd start at level 5 XP. It says it on the right-hand side of the level 5 box of what XP is required. And we can end right there, guys. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for Ryan and Evan for getting in here and hopefully being my new cast members. I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you guys want to follow us and see when we stream and such, hit me up on Twitter. We're at LoreWars RPG. On the website, or the website is linked to that Twitter account, so you can get on our website, pre-order the game. There's also a calendar on the website, so you can see like when we're doing events and where they are and such like that. Make sure you like and comment, leave a review, whatever you're doing through whatever you're listening through. Yeah, we're hopefully going to be back on a somewhat normal streaming schedule. So thank you to my cast members, and have a good night, y'all.
Have a good night.